Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Addis News Hour with the news. I'm Shifara Olako. Stay with us. President Sahlawork Zewde has received credentials of 11 newly appointed ambassadors to Ethiopia. The president has extended best wishes to the ambassadors. At the event, the ambassadors noted that Ethiopia's long-standing multilateral relations with their countries, adding that their appointment will further bolster the bilateral ties with Ethiopia. Presenting his letter of credence, Iranian ambassador to Ethiopia, Samad Ali Lakizadeh, says Iran is committed to realizing various agreements signed in different times, particularly in the areas of biotechnology, cyber science, space science, and medicine. Belgian ambassador Stefan Thix for Sport underscored his country is keen to work on the health sector in vaccine production, including COVID-19 and future pandemics, by being a partner with Africa.
We managed to make lots of progress in many sophisticated areas such as biotechnology, nanotechnology, cyber science, space science, and medicine, in many fields. And we, as Iran, as a friendly country to Ethiopia, we are completely ready to offer and to share what we have in hand without any precondition to our Ethiopian friends. The ground is prepared from our side, and of course with the support of Ethiopian friends we can do much more.
And my first accent will be the health agenda. In Belgium we are very strong. We really try to do a lot of things during the COVID period and also to be better prepared for the future, for future pandemics. And we think that together with Ethiopia, but also with the African Union, we could really work together in order to make also Africa better prepared for future pandemics. Also to a little bit see how we can help Africa in order to be more autonomous concerning vaccine production. It's very important for my government that we also help and be a partner of Africa in order here also to foster this cooperation concerning production of vaccines, for example. This is a very important point for me.
The Norwegian ambassador Sten Christensen and Austrian ambassador Simon Knapp reaffirmed their keenness to strengthen commercial ties and women empowerment, respectively. Have a listen to this.
Ethiopia and Norway have many areas of cooperation. We are a big development aid supporter of Ethiopia, but I think one of my main ambitions is also to look at strengthening the commercial ties between our two countries. I think there is a lot of potential also on the commercial side between us.
We will focus on several areas. We will focus on women empowerment. We will focus on supporting anti-corruption. We will focus on resilience, strengthening the people on the ground in really fighting also the crisis that they have to see now, like the drought, which is really very difficult for a lot of people. So we really want to foster that a lot. We also have a lot of university cooperation going on between Austrian universities and Ethiopian universities all over the country, and I'm very proud about them. I think these are fantastic opportunities where we should really work closer together.
Now, the renowned Ethiopian vocalist Madingo Afewerk, who passed away from a sudden illness, was laid to rest at the Holy Trinity Cathedral yesterday. The artist's family, senior government officials, including Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Demeke Mekonnen, as well as friends and fans, were present at the ceremony. Kasaun Chane has more on that.
Madingo Afewerk, an artist, was raised in Debre Tabor city in the South Gonda zone. He was born in Gonda, Azazo in 1970 Ethiopian calendar to his father Afewerk Mengistu and his mom Hagar Neshwasi. His parents gave him the name Tagane, despite the fact that he went by the name Madingo when he was alive. Madingo himself remarked, "My lawyer means my protection." Majority of Madingo's families, including his father, are church servants, clergy, and so on. He claimed it in a number of interviews. Madingo, who claimed to have fallen in love with music as a young child, claimed in interviews that he approached the 603 Corps music group of the 7th Regiment camp and requested a chance to perform. At the time, he had the chance to perform the song Natalak Lebe, Lelake Lisidede Lebe by the artist Ephraim Tamru, which was well liked both in Ethiopia and internationally. He kept playing music at the same military residence after being admitted, and there he claimed that Madingo first occurred to him. Ephraim Tamru was formerly regarded as a role model by Madingo, who claimed that Ephraim's compositions were the catalyst for his foray into the world of music and that he frequently performs them. He added that he enjoys playing the music of vocalists such as Mulukan Malasa, Theodros Tadasa, Tsagaye Shetu, Aragahany Warash, Yohane Belai, and Elias Tababa. Madingo made his home in the city of Bahar Dar, where he pursued his passion of being a musician while spending a lot of time in a youth group and a military home. He also resided in Bahar Dar, the capital of the Amhara region state, where he formally entered the music industry with a monthly wage of 120 Ethiopian birr and provided for his family. After that, he traveled to Addis Ababa city and joined a number of bands, becoming well known for performing songs of well-known performers. He asserted that his music album Siyame Ataulat exposed his works to the general audience vividly from his infancy and was launched in 1987 Ethiopian calendar during this time. Years after, he launched his second music album, Will Not Be Done, or Aiderregem, and his reputation grew as he won the public's love and admiration. This album, which includes the songs Dear Fast Beautiful, Yafara Konjo, I Have No One, So Elenyim, Mahalet, Monyulube, and other well-known songs, will not be finished. The vocalist Madingo has performed beautiful music pieces that promote many themes related to nationalism, love, remembrance, and social issues. These songs are powerful in terms of message and content. He has become well liked among Ethiopians who reside outside of their country by touring the globe and interacting with his followers. In the process, 8 years after the release of his second album, titled Will Not Be Done, Aiderregem, he released his third album entitled Swordilla to the listeners. This music album contains the following songs: Lala Turf, Swordillat, Akmen, Aihonelingim, Evakish Tarekin, Katalayan, Usajat, Danya, Godana. Not to gain when I love her, my ability, not for me, please reconcile me. If we part, intake, judge, the straight, Matabwa, Marmar, and other various songs. Swordillat's album, When I Love Her, was also nominated in various music competitions and was awarded as Best Love Album, particularly among the children of his homeland who reside abroad. The song he sang about his beloved Ethiopia is highly well liked. In addition to his albums, he is also known for producing the soundtrack for the film Abai or Vegas and songs Balai and Salam Yagerso with Brahanu Tazarra. Additionally, it was reported that Madingo was preparing to release his fourth album to the public, though this was imminent and it came quickly. He passed away. He was a unique artist who made his own history by heading to the struggling front and inspiring the recruits in training, especially when Ethiopia was under pressure. Madingo Afewerki, who was marching to the front, masterfully thrilled the patriotic youth with his golden voice. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed recently commended him and gave him an award for it. According to police sources, the artist Madingo Afewerki passed suddenly the day before yesterday as a result of a disease he had when he was still a young man and had more to offer. However, Ethiopians everywhere in the country and outside will always remember him for his fruit-based artistic creations. It was discovered that the artist was also a divorced father. Today, in a Holy Trinity Cathedral Church, a burial service for the artist Madingo Afewerki was held. The artist's family, friends and fans attended a welcoming cremation ceremony that was held at his house prior to the funeral. Senior government officials also showed up for the occasion, including the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Demeke Mekonnen, that are among others. Ethiopian Broadcasting Corporation also expresses its sorrow over the singer's passing and sends its condolences to his loved ones, friends and supporters.
ከመቶ 70% ሳባ ነግራ ስላንድ ነው ወይ ሳራማ ለበት ነው እንግዲህ ለቆርኬ ለዲፋርሳ ለአጋዘን ምቹ ግራውንድ አለ ማለት ነው።
የዱር እንስሳት ሀብት ያለው ከዚህ በፊት ያው ማዘ ብሔራዊ ፓርክ ሲቋቋም ዋናው ዓላማ ብርቅዬ የዱር እንስሳት እንደሚክ ኢሶስ ቆርኬ መገኛ ከመሆኑ አንፃር ነው። ያው ዱር እንስሳት ሀብቱ አው በጣም አሁን እየጨመረ ነው ያለው።
Welcome back. You are still watching Addis News Hour. Now, the Ethiopian ambassador to the United States, Seleshi Bekkele, has conferred with Senator Mark Warner, who is currently chairperson of the United States Senators Security Affairs. The two sides mainly deliberated on the conflict in Ethiopia and Ethio-US bilateral relations and roles of the diaspora and development sectors. In another development, Ambassador Seleshi has also made useful virtual discussion with the Ethiopian diaspora residing in North America. The event reflected useful exchange of views and the support from the Ethiopian diaspora to the country in times of need. He has appreciated the active engagement of the diaspora, which is so important in enhancing Ethio-US bilateral relations and development. Now, moving on, Germany expresses its firm stance that Ethiopia's problems could be best resolved under the auspices of the continental body, that's the African Union, and with the spirit of African solutions to African problems. The German ambassador to Ethiopia has talked to ETV on a host of current issues. The ambassador says Germany remains committed to assisting Ethiopia in this endeavor. Habtam Ashagri has sat down with the ambassador and filed the following report.
Ethiopia's government gave peace a chance even when it was clear that the TPLF was beating war drums and making ample preparations for another round of war. While the government named a main peace committee and regularly discussed modalities, the TPLF vacillated between negotiations and war. Then, rather unsurprisingly, launched invasion for a third round. Talking to ETV English, German ambassador to Ethiopia Stefan Auweer said Germany remains committed to support peace dialogue under the auspices of African Union. Auweer said Ethiopia was sticking to a peaceful settlement of the conflict even when the other party was clearly rebuffing the initiative.
I do hope, and we supported that, this mediation of efforts undertaken by the AU under the lead of the High Representative, the former President of Nigeria, Obasanjo, will finally lead to a peace negotiations, to some sort of cessation of hostilities, and then finally to a peace accord between the varying factions.
Germany, he further said, is also desirous to extend a helping hand in reconstruction and rehabilitation efforts given its ample experience in rebuilding itself in the aftermath of the Second World War. According to the ambassador, Ethiopia is undertaking remarkable achievements to realize regional integration to solve socio-economic challenges.
It is also very important to have a sort of a regional integration, and this has enabled, of course, Germany to come back into civilization after what it has committed during the Second World War. So to reach out to neighbors, to see how we can cooperate with our neighbors, that is very important. And I think Ethiopia is very much on this way when it speaks about, African solutions to African challenges, and also is very much invoking the AU mediation process.
According to the ambassador, as a key development partner of Ethiopia, Germany's strong bilateral ties with Ethiopia, Auweer underlined that Germany is otherwise committed and concerned of the recent peace and stability of Ethiopia. Disputes socio-economic challenges in the globe. The ambassador stresses that Germany is committed to peace in Ethiopia, adding humanitarian assistance to Ethiopia is its topmost priority.
We are very much concerned because Ethiopia is a very important partner of ours. It is the major country in economy on the Horn of Africa. So we are very much interested in the stability and peace in Ethiopia following the Russian aggression on Ukraine. So we are very concerned about this. But in spite of all these measures, and which also affect Germany, high inflation, we also have that in Germany, migrants coming from Ukraine, 1 million migrants coming from Ukraine to Germany. So in spite of all this, we have increased our humanitarian aid and assistance to Ethiopia. We have doubled it to over 60 million last year only. This year we're continuing it.
Welcome back. Now, efforts are being made to make Irrecha a tourist destination. Irrecha, which is one of the manifestations of the Geda system, is a Thanksgiving festival celebrated after the end of the rainy season. The Director of Tourism Destination at the Ministry of Tourism, Musa Kader, says that a joint effort and promotion is crucial to register Irrecha as intangible heritage in UNESCO. According to him, preparations are finalized to mark Irrecha colorfully in Addis Ababa and Bishoftu, Oromia region. Goshumel has more on that.
Irrecha is one of the outdoor festivals and celebrated colorfully among the Oromo people as Thanksgiving twice a year in autumn and in spring. Attending the festival, the crowd praise Waka or God for peace, health, fertility and abundance they have gained. On the occasion, Abba Gedas, who are leaders of the Geda system, offer prayers for the past and wish the best for the future, as well as bless the crowd gathered for the festival. Talking to ETV, Tourism Destination Development Director at Ministry of Tourism said Irrecha is not only Thanksgiving Day, but also it is a source of tourism.
Irrecha this time is one of the most crowd highly liked festival by the Oromos specifically, and as a whole the Ethiopians are becoming familiar with the event, and Irrecha is this time the tour operators themselves, they started including in their tour package to sell to the visitors coming from abroad, and also those who are interested to come to Addis Ababa.
According to the experts, stakeholders should work together to register the Irrecha festival as an intangible heritage of the world by UNESCO.
The Gada system has been inscribed by UNESCO 4 or 5 years ago. So whenever we think of Irrecha, it is part and parcel of the Gada system that Ethiopia inscribed at UNESCO. We need to support the event to be in the calendar of all the Ethiopians, and we need to sell to the world by collaborating all stakeholders, especially the tour operators. They need to sell Irrecha and other intangible tourism products other than the tangible ones. We have a usual tendency of promoting only those tangible ones. This time we need to change the scenario. Irrecha and other intangible assets can be a good product for the tourists, and this requires a joint effort between all stakeholders, and we need to do on that.
This year's Irrecha festival has started to be celebrated with various events like beauty contest named Miss Irrecha, exhibition and various panel discussions. According to Musa, preparations are finalized to mark Irrecha colorfully in Addis Ababa and Bishoftu, Oromia region.
Apart from the 2 days major festivities, the Oromia Tourism Commission and the Oromia Culture and Tourism Bureau, they have already started organizing different events related to the Irrecha festival itself.
This weekend will see 2 major celebrations in Addis Ababa and Bishoftu, some 47 kilometers away from the capital.
Welcome back. The Ethiopian Information Network Security Administration (INSA) and the Intel Corporation signed a cooperation agreement, and the MOU will enable the institutions to work together on human resources development and capacity building, cybersecurity research, and cyber policy and strategies. It was learned. INSA Deputy Director General Tigist Hamid and Intel Director of Business Consumption for Europe, Middle East and Africa, Norberto Antonio, signed the Memorandum of Understanding. The Deputy Director General said the administration is committed to working with Intel Corporation on cyber research and development. Antonio, on his part, said that he has witnessed better experience and encouraging activities in Ethiopia in cybersecurity and research and development. According to a statement issued by INSA, Antonio stated that the corporation is ready to work cooperatively in terms of supporting the studies and researches carried out by the administration, as well as building manpower. The long-awaited trial of Felicien Kabuga for his role in the 1994 Rwandan genocide has got underway at a United Nations tribunal in The Hague. Kabuga is accused of using his infamous radio station to incite hatred. He is one of the last alleged masterminds of the genocide to go on trial in an international court. Prosecutors are expected to call more than 50 witnesses in the proceedings, which will likely take years. And with that, we come to the end of today's news. Thank you indeed for watching us. Bye-bye.